I said the one early. We're live now. Oops. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday, or wherever you're watching, or whenever you're watching. Welcome to Paradise on this lovely time zone. We are here with the Shannon Power Hour.
Hi.
Hooray!
Oh, wait, we're already live.
Yeah, we've been live for like 30 seconds.
I know.
Oh my goodness. How are you, Sean?
I'm swell. I'm
Swell. I haven't heard that word in so long.
I'm super swell.
Super swell. How was your week after our banger obsession last week?
This was it was a good week. It was long. I got a lot of shit to do. Fortunately, that's a little stressful, but it was a week for sure.
Do we need to?
There's another one coming up.
Do we need to make another to-do list, another sticker chart?
No, it's not a long to-do list, really. It's just an annoying to-do list.
That was not the question. The question was, do we need to make a to-do list and another
No.
sticker chart so that can help you get through it?
No.
Are you sure?
No, because there's not like last time we made a sticker chart in a to-do list, there was like too many things, and that's why I needed help. But this time there's just a few big things.
Yes, but remember how incredibly satisfied you felt when you got a sticker? We can make things like too sticker worthy and just make it that much more extra satisfying. I think I still have the chart somewhere.
You probably do.
Let's see. Let me look in my drawers here. I have so many just papers just everywhere. Oh. There it is. Look at all those stickers. Look, Sean, we have 2 empty rows. Oh God, they're so lonely. All your sticker friends are lonely. They need more.
You have such a teacher's handwriting for like a children's teacher. Like the way you wrote that.
That is my
it looks...
job.
No, I know, but it's just like your handwriting. It makes me think of Blue's Clues.
That is such a compliment. I love Blue's Clues. Well,
How was your week, Shannon?
I'm gonna keep it out just in case you change your mind.
Okay, that's fair.
My week was pretty good. I'm actually very proud mama right now because Milo had swim class today, and he got a star for his back float.
Where did they put the star?
So it's
on his forehead?
No, it's a metaphorical star. I mean, and so we're still fairly new to this whole swim lesson thing, so I don't know if it's like he has to get a certain amount of stars before.
I don't think it is. Oh, actually, no, they do that.
Let me finish.
Well, I don't know about for toddlers. He's not a toddler. What is he classified as right now?
He's a baby.
He's still a baby? When does he become an infant?
He's an infant too.
When does he become a toddler? When does toddler start?
I'd say like when he hits 1, or whenever he starts walking, when he starts toddling.
Okay, that's fair. Is that where that comes from?
Yes. I don't actually know, but I think
crocodile
so.
Tears situation.
Another what situation?
Crocodile tears situation.
Oh my God. Okay.
Toddler etymology.
I'm pretty sure it means when they start toddling.
Yes, that's one understanding.
Oh, there's multiple.
Well, it comes from a Scottish word. The origin isn't known, and the earliest meaning was viewed as to play. Toddlers they play.
Okay.
I guess when they start playing with other children, you can call them a toddler. But
so
but the more
he plays. Look at all this. Nope, other side. Look at all
but
this
it's
shit.
now, I think, a more contemporary understanding is from the term what you just said, to toddle.
To toddle. I mean, he plays with toys. Loves to play with toys.
I think you're 100% correct, because I think toddle means play. Like is believed to have meant to play in its Scottish derivative. So yes, you are right.
Great.
Gold star.
I get one too. Oh my goodness. Wonderful. So that happened today. That was pretty great.
Nice.
We played D&D last night, which was super fun.
We toddled.
I hate it. No, I hate it. Did you just sit on your hand
No, I think I just hurt my hand.
by sitting on it?
No, I think I pulled a muscle.
But doing
I
what?
went by lifting myself.
Oh, are you?
Shannon, I'm falling apart.
Are you okay?
I will survive.
Do you need a sticker?
For what? Lifting myself and hurting myself?
No, to put on your shirt to make you feel better. Here.
My shirt.
Little sunshine. There you go. Little sunshine. I'll wear it for you. There you go.
It sounds like you just wanted a sticker.
This is your sticker. No, this is your sticker.
Yeah, it looks a lot like it's your sticker.
I can't give it to you right now because you're 6 hours away. So this is.
Well, you could. You.
Should I mail you some stickers, Sean?
No.
It'd be actually faster to Amazon you some stickers.
You just go in to Discord.
Oh my God! I can't look at Discord right now because
and you can give me a sticker. I literally just sent you a star emoji.
Did you? Oh, look at that! Look at that, everybody! Look at that star! Look at it! Look at it! It's gorgeous.
Yeah. See? See?
You know
See? Now you have 2 stickers. A digital one and a real one.
You can have one too. You have a lightning bolt.
What does that mean?
You're lightning, Sean. You are lightning.
Erratic and life-threatening.
No. No, bright and spontaneous.
Oh, that was a good recovery. What were you saying?
I was saying we were playing D&D last night, and then you said we were toddling in D&D last night, and then we just spiraled from there. But yes, we played D&D last night. What else? You know, Josh and I did this really fun thing today that we saw on a TikTok.
Ooh, what was it?
So it's this. It was this couple that, like, on their anniversary, they have these 5 categories, and it's something to eat, something to drink, something to wear, something that makes me think of you, and one other one that I can't remember. We tweaked the categories a little bit, but they went out shopping and bought something in each of those categories for the other person, and then they exchanged. So we did that, except our categories were something to wear, something to eat, something for Bean, for Milo, something for your office, and what was the last one? And something that made me think of you. And so we went to Target, my favorite store, and we were there for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and Josh had Milo and was pushing him around in the little cart because he can sit up by himself like that now, and it's just so cute. And we did that. It was super fun, and I can't wait to do it again.
Wow, you are very excited.
I am. It was fun.
Your voice is cracking.
It was very sweet.
Well, that's lovely.
It was fun. We saw it on a TikTok.
I saw TikTok once too.
You see many TikToks. You, my darling, are the one that got me on TikTok. So
that's true. That's true. Are
you fucking opening TikTok right now? Close TikTok.
I just want to see what the first thing that comes up is.
We're streaming.
It's Game Changer. The first thing comes up is a clip from Game Changer.
Oh my God, the one you sent me of Brennan and Siobhan.
Great.
Oh, so good.
So good. Yeah.
Close it.
I'm on Castle Talk.
Castle Talk. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Close the damn app.
I am. I'm just sending you a Castle Talk real quick.
Great.
Then I'll close it.
Great, thank you for the Castle Talk.
It's the Irish guy that I keep sending to you. That I originally was sending as an Irish accent reference.
It's helpful. It's really helpful because I need to listen to it and hear it, and that's how I develop it, and I appreciate that. Now, question for you.
Did you ever watched any of the movies I recommended that are entirely Irish casts?
No, not yet. I want to. It's not that I don't want to.
I know, but that I think would be really helpful because I feel like you've never probably haven't heard Irish people talking to each other much. Only heard an Irish character in a show, mostly British.
That's fair. Yes, that's
And when it's Irish, an entire Irish crew and actors, it's much more Irish. Like you could really
immerse yourself in it.
Immerse, that's the word. Thank you.
I got you.
I was trying to emulsify.
I don't even think I've heard that word before.
It's a word you use in cooking when you're making a sauce or you're making a dressing. You have to
Josh made dressing yesterday.
You have to stir it so that it emulsifies the fats and the acids.
Like, is it like a synonym of like eviscerate?
No, eviscerate's to cut up, to separate, emulsifies.
No. Eviscerate doesn't. Eviscerate means like to completely wipe it out. Right?
No, I think you're thinking of obliterate.
No. Google eviscerate. I'm pretty sure I'm right on this one.
We should rename the show to Etymology Hour.
I mean, it doesn't.
No, eviscerate means to disembowel someone.
Is there another
eviscerate
meaning? Is there a second
No, that's
meaning?
actually no. It's literally to remove. So there's the first meaning is disembowel a person or animal.
That's not what I meant.
The second meaning is deprive something of its essential content, like its bowels. And the third one is remove the contents of an organ. This eviscerate means like to cut across the stomach so the bowels come out.
Gross.
Eviscerate. You're thinking of obliterate, which does mean to completely destroy.
No, I don't think I am.
Well, then you just have the wrong definition of eviscerate.
Yeah.
What's funny is this is kind of, we have this, like, you mock my pronunciations of things. I tell you the real definitions of things.
It's the balance, Sean. We got to keep the balance.
Like crocodile tears.
I'm taking your sticker away.
That one is just so funny because what you thought it was the complete opposite of what it actually was. Which technically with eviscerate, no. You said completely destroy.
Can we recap now?
No.
I'm ready. I have good notes this week. I'm feeling confident. Do you have my spreadsheet up?
I'm trying to come up with a segue.
Oh, okay. I just gave you the segue. Let's recap now.
That's not a segue.
I'm done with this conversation.
That is a cut.
Smash cut.
An evisceration.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Get out. Go where? I'm in my home. This is the spreadsheet I pulled up.
What spreadsheet did you pull up?
I didn't. I just started going into a random Google Drive because I have these autopilot moments where I'm like, I'm in Google Drive. I must be going to the recaps.
Yeah. I do that too.
So I automatically go to the Paradise one, automatically go to construction stay out, automatically go to recaps.
Yep. You good?
Shannon.
Sean.
What the fuck happened last week? Oh wait, don't say anything. I did the exact same thing last week. I said what happened, and then I said don't say anything. What grade do you think you're going to get?
A.
You said you're feeling very confident. I knew you were going to say A.
Yeah, A.
I'm excited.
I mean, really, A+, because they exist in my heart.
Shush.
They exist in my heart,
Shush.
Sean.
Shush.
I don't care what you say.
What? Oh, woozy, wazzy, booby, booby.
Okay.
I'm answering your nonsense with nonsense.
I love it. It's great. That's perfect. That's what I do to Milo.
All right, let's see this A-worthy recap.
All right. So,
Shannon.
everyone, last week was Fight Night. And the title of the episode is A Fight Night to Remember. And boy, was it a night to remember. So, we begin by the three of us, Saskia, Jacquette, and Fionn, walking to the outer business for Fight Night. Last week, we were still down to party members because they were still traveling in IRL. So it was just the three of us.
I thought you were starting to spell Ireland because that's where they were.
No.
And I was like, that's wrong. Ow.
Are you going to be okay?
I hurt my hand.
Do you need another sticker?
No. Are
you
need
sure?
some tough love now.
No, okay. All right. Well, tough love. Then suck it up, Sean.
So, yes. So our friends were in Ireland, so their characters were not present for the last two episodes.
Correct. So, it was the three of us. We were chatting amongst ourselves, kind of just like trying to figure out what we were gonna do after fight night. And Jacquette was talking about how it's important to make allies to take on Mr. Greaves eventually. This mysterious Mr. Greaves, who owns the otter business and seems to have a pretty large sway over the Widow's Ward. And maybe a greater part of Hyven as well, because everybody who's anytime the name is mentioned or he's insinuated, like, people get all freaked out. Particularly, or not particularly. Specifically, no, that means the same thing. No, such as is what I want. Such as Winifred, who Saskia was like, maybe we should go talk to her. And Jacquette was like, no, she said she would contact us if she had information. And she also said to stay away from us. Stay away from her. Which that happened like 20 sessions ago. But he's right. She didn't like how we were asking all these questions. And she wanted to stay safe and keep her nose clean, so to speak.
Yeah, she kind of looked at you two as amateurs, I think.
And she's not
where
wrong.
it was like, you're talking too confidently and too much.
Yeah.
Next time you want to talk to me, it's not happening here.
Yeah, it's not. No, not by the docks. It'll be somewhere totally different because the docks is her turf. So that is on the horizon, maybe. But we get to the outer business where there's quite a bit of construction happening. It looks like they're adding like an entire like wing, so to speak. It is
It's good water.
Is it refreshing?
It is. I realized just in this moment that I am very dehydrated right now.
Is this the first water you drink all day?
No. Second.
No. Your second sip that I've seen you take today.
It's true. I had some water this morning, and then I did not for the rest of the day until now.
Good.
But there's that, when you're dehydrated and you drink the water, and it's the greatest thing on the planet.
Yes.
And you just can drink so much of it, you know that you're drinking too much of it, and it's not. You're just gonna pee it out.
Is that where you're at right now?
Yes, because I know the human body can only absorb a quarter of a liter every 15 minutes.
I did not know that. I learned something today.
So I
shouldn't down the rest of
this. If you chug your whole, yeah, like mine this is a liter also. If I chug this whole thing, I'm gonna pee 3/4 of it out.
I see that. I'm just rethinking all the times I've peed recently, and that makes total sense.
When you're like, man, I'm peeing a lot, and it's like, because I'm just chugging liters of water all day. But
all right. Well, anyway, back to my recap. There is construction happening at the outer business, and as we are approaching, there's not the usual female Goliath bouncer there. Obert. That was the replacement. Odwin was her name. Odwin was her name.
Odwin, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing Odwin.
So close.
2 N's?
Nope. I don't think you're gonna guess how it's actually spelled. It's not super wild. It's not like extra
is it a
weird
Y
consonants.
instead of an I?
Nope. Those are the obvious ones.
Two D's?
Nope.
Is there an H?
Nope.
What is it, Sean?
Audwin.
All right. That's Odwin. Not Odwin. No, you said Odwin. It's not Odwin.
No, I was saying Odwin.
Were you?
Yes. Well, at least that was my
intention.
Because
then technically, you're Auric, then, not Auric. Because that would be O-R-I-C.
I know. That's a different world.
Different pronunciations over there.
That word is actually, the Auric is based off of the word aura.
Isn't it I'm okay. We could be here for hours doing this.
There's also an R on that is creating the. Also, none of this matters. This is a magical world where pronunciations can be whatever they want. Like Talon.
No, Talon. It will always be Talon. Anyway. Yes, there is this different bouncer, not Odwin, but now is it Aubert or is it Obert?
Obert, because it's not AU.
Great. My hair was moving. You couldn't see my eye twitching. So that and the Obert doesn't seem to give a fuck. Just kind of like glancing at people and just letting them in. Not really. It's kind of just hanging out with his buds. Odwin is fighting tonight, which is why she is not the bouncer outside. And Fionn is very excited about this prospect because they had chatted about that the last time we were at the Otter business. Let's see. We briefly chat with Obert at the gate. And he was saying that like it's not really a big crowd and like usual for fight night. People are more scared these days. There's too many murders that are happening. Like the murder of Captain Hastings. A reporter came around asking about a LaRue, who is presumably responsible for Captain Hastings' death. And LaRue, for viewers at home, is Jacquette's alter ego. He's our party boogeyman, so to speak. Also was referring to, and I think I wrote this down correctly, the Temple murders. Was that okay, I thought that was the right word.
Yeah, so it's basically mentioning 3 murders that have happened all within a very short amount of time.
Yes.
In the general area.
Yep, so people are keeping to themselves, and they don't want to be out on the streets at night. They want to be like indoors and just trying to stay safe. So we walk into the Otter business, and there's more table gaming and people keeping to themselves than there were the last time. Like last time we were there, it was really raucous and lots of drinking and rabble rousing. But this time people are kind of keeping to themselves, and not really like making as much of a ruckus as last time. So we go to the bar. The bartender kind of recognizes Jacquette. He's like, have I seen you around here before? And Jacquette was like, of course not. I have never been here before. We learn that the bartender's name is Angus. Jacquette asks about somebody named Delg. Was that the other, another bartender?
Yeah, this was probably in the...
Was that in the pre-stream?
Pre-stream session 0 where you had asked Winifred about the Otter business, and she said she knew someone named Delg who was who worked there, who would be a good person to talk to. When you were going to meet her at the Otter business, she actually told you guys to check in with Delg. You guys just didn't do that when you went and just waited for her.
I mean, yeah, we do what we want. But Delg only works on I wrote this wrong. I think I wrote this wrong.
Stramiamar?
No. On Marist and Thelens, I think.
I'm looking at chat. Siberian.
Oh.
put a name to try to pronounce.
Ah, okay.
Stramiamar. That's what I would say.
I would maybe Stramiamar.
That's the other one I was thinking of. It's probably completely different.
Or Stremiamar.
Stremiamar sounds actually probably the best out of all of them. One I like the most myself.
It just depends on where you put the emphasis in the word.
Can you do it again?
Stremiamar or Stremiamar. So the emphasis on the
Stremi Omar.
So I put the emphasis on the Maya or Mia. Stremiamar.
Stremiamar. Myanmar. Oh, you said what I... You know what's so funny is I didn't recognize that you just said the way I pronounced it first. And I said, oh, I like that one.
You said it. Love it.
Stremi Omar or Stremi Omar. Stremi Omar. No, it'd be Stremi Oh, that's throwing me off now. Anyway,
We're at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Saskia sees
with Angus,
but Saskia sees a familiar face in the mezzanine gazing down upon all of them because I crit on my perception. I rolled like 3 nat 20s last session. It was great. And it turns out to be Lasha. Hold on, I have it written down. Roxra. Lasha Roxra. Who is part of the Bone Rattler crew, who Saskia knew when she was a part of the Bone Rattler crew, and Lasha saw Saskia Fearn and presumably LaRue at the scene of the crime where Hastings was murdered. So Saskia panics because the last time they met, Lasha shot her with an acid arrow and they made a daring escape. So this was the beginning of a very, very just awkward, weird night for Sass. She was just so, I don't even know the word to describe, just weird. She was weird the entire night. She cast masks of many faces to turn herself into Granny Rhine, who it's going to be Granny Brine because that was a missed fucking opportunity, and I really like that. So that she's talking to Jacquette, being like, this person's here, this is not good, they saw us, they saw you, and we kind of fucked them over the last time, so this is not good.
But presumably they only heard Jacquette. Essentially.
I mean, he did
he
pop
was hidden
out,
in the back.
but he popped out behind the rock for a split second before,
You got it. You know it.
Before, hold on.
Begins with an A.
Yeah, hold on. Before.
I think I know what you're mentioning.
Where's that? Before.
You want me to say it?
Nope. I'm gonna do
say it.
Alchemist's fire.
Oh, I didn't know what you were actually talking about then.
Well, Jacques
I thought you were
mentioning Alchemist's fire.
That's right. I thought you were mentioning the other person who was there. The other person who was with Lasha.
Oh, Alina, who I thought was
Forzvara.
Yes, Alina Forzvara. She's a big deal. She's the quartermaster of the ship, whereas Lasha's the foremaster. So Sass only saw Lasha. She didn't see Alina. So she pours beer on her head and turns into Granny Brine. And then Jacquette's like, "You're fucking weird, bye." And he goes to a gambling table. Fearn, meanwhile, goes to talk to the bookie to enter fight night, and the bookie seems off. Like, he's not his usual, boisterous self. He's got a lack of energy. Fearn...
Drinking.
Seems to be stressed. Fearn says, "Put in a good word for me with your boss." And the bookie's like, "Yeah, okay. I'll do that." Yeah.
And Fearn did an insight check and failed.
Yep. Spectacularly, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think he got I think he crit failed on that.
Yeah. I think he didn't need to roll very high to know that the guy was not going to follow through with that. Yeah.
So after that, Fearn goes back to Saskia, and Sass is so paranoid that she's like, "I'm just gonna go fucking go up there, and I'm just gonna go talk to them. I'm just gonna go talk to them and just figure it out. It's gonna be fine, right? It's fine." And she just starts walking off, and she's like, really, she's not super drunk at this point because she hasn't taken all of the shots that she will take.
You chugged a beer and then poured the other one on yourself, so you weren't super drunk yet.
I was buzzed. I was super buzzed. Fearn tricks her and she ends up in the fighter's room, whereas there's Alex. Hi, friend. And she ends up in the fighter's room where Odwin is, and a super muscly drow that was like, yeah, I'm a fighter and I'm gonna kick ass tonight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we
And a third fighter.
What?
There's a third fighter in there too.
Fuck. It was Odwin. It was the drow.
It's probably in your notes later.
Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah. The last person that Fearon fought. I didn't even have to look at my notes.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what she looked like?
Yes, she's fiery. She the fuck is her name? I did write that down.
She was an elf.
Yep. Did I write it down? She was a Gwyn elf, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Red skin, seafoam green eyes, brown hair with silver streaks. Her name start with an L.
I'm looking for her.
I'm pretty sure it.
I'm also wondering. Oh, yeah, I got it. Wait, no, I don't. That's someone else. That's a different L name.
Did it start with an L though?
I'm trying. Truthfully, I'm having trouble remembering.
I'm pretty sure it did.
You didn't even ask her name.
No, but it was announced. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you're right. It was announced.
Yeah, I didn't write down the name though. Fuck.
I have it. Oh, I got it. I do have it.
Is it Lana?
It's close. Different first letter.
It's not an L?
Not an L.
Oh.
Jana.
I was close. JKL.
I was close. Yeah. I also have my Odwin right here. Odwin, Jana, and then do you remember the Drow's name? This is not going to count against you. He was a side character.
Nope. I remember.
Harold.
Huh? Harold?
His name was Harold.
Harold. No, I remember. I have the name of the 12-year-old orc boy that went to clean up my vomit in a couple of scenes. His name is Merkel.
Yeah, Merkel.
All right, anyway.
Merkel.
Back to, so after we are in the fighter's room, we cut to Jacquette sitting down at a table to play some cards. I wrote down, you described that there were 2 schlubs and one more put together man. The put together man's name was Jack, and the schlubs' names were Ribbon and Doran. Ribbon was salamander-esque. Doran was half dwarf and half elf. Clearly works at the docks, and I didn't write down Jack's description because I forgot by the time I had got that far in my notes.
I actually might not have described him because Ribbon and Doran were so much more interesting looking that I got into their descriptions. I don't think I described Jack other than like that he was very more put together. Probably. I think all I said was that he had dark hair and was in his like late 30s, early 40s. He was a human, yeah.
Dark hair, human.
Very
mid 30s, 40s. Great.
In my head, he kind of looked like Timothy Oliphant, but with dark hair.
Okay. Yep.
And a goatee.
So Jacquette sits down, and they have a tradition of taking a shot before they start playing blackjack. So they all take a shot and play blackjack. Then we cut to the bar where Saskia is now like, just hit me. I need to drink. I'm very, very nervous and very paranoid. Just give me something. But she's still disguised as Granny Brine. So she does 4 shots in a row, jumps over the bar and pukes.
Yeah, you did, and you would just ask for one of each spirit they had.
I did, because he was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Just give me one of each. I need to be drunk right now."
Yeah. Did you ever pay for those?
No, but I gave my entire purse to Angus to give to, or like when he was like I was like, I can pay for the vomit. I can pay to clean up. And he's like, it's going to cost you this much. And I was just take it all. So I have no money.
So you have no money now.
I have no money.
Excellent.
Yep, none. Cleared it out. I cleared it out on my character sheet too. So Angus takes her to the back room. Saskia drops Mask of Many Faces. And Angus is like, oh, fuck. If I'd known it was you, I wouldn't have given you that much to drink. and then sends 12-year-old Merkel to clean up the puke. And Saskia's like, I can do it. Let me do it. I cleaned it up. I did it. Let me do it. And he's like, no, I'm gonna bring you some bread and butter and water, and you need to get your shit together, essentially.
Yeah.
So then we cut back to Jacquette for a little bit. They continue gamble. He breaks even. So he
made 5 silver.
He did? I thought.
He breaks even up till the last round, I believe.
Oh, and then makes 5 silver. Okay.
Yes.
Fionn chats with fighters, mostly Odwin, and talks about, asks her about all of like the renovations and stuff that are happening, and she says there's some important people that are in town, and that there are rumors that there are reforms or new laws coming from the Commodore's office, and that's what all of this is trying to like to spruce it up a little bit and make it not so shitty.
Yeah. Prepare for possible reforms.
So fight night officially begins. The bookie in his drunken stupor is not announcing things as excitedly as he usually does, so Jacquette tries to one-up him constantly, and you and Stefan had this awesome back and forth of announcing all the fighters, which was just so much fun. Fionn has an epic fight with Odwin and wins. I don't remember who was at the bar. I think this was Angus talking to Jacquette, and once again saying there are VIPs, and kind of points to the mezzanine that are making changes around here. It's at this point Saskia is still in the back room, and she's like, fuck it, I'm going, and I'm gonna try and get in that VIP room, and I'm gonna see what the fuck is going on. So she, still pretty drunk, thinks she casts invisibility on herself, and waltzes right up the stairs to the door that has one of those slidey things, and knocks on it, and is very confident that she's invisible. But then somebody opens the slat in the window and is like, what do you want? And she's like, fuck, you can see me. And he's like, what's your name? And she's like, Green. My name is Green. I literally looked at my character sheet and I saw something green, so I said it's Green. So she fails to get into that VIP room. The person behind the door is like, fuck off. And then this sends her into more of a spiral. I'm a nobody. I'm a fuck up. I'm very miserable at this point. So I just go back down and dejectedly sit at a table, or I come out. And Jacquette, I come out from behind the bar, and Jacquette is like, ah! Doing his whole bard thing and getting the crowd really excited, which is totally different from when we walked in. It's more like it was when we had first gone there. And I'm just like, I come out and I'm like about to burst into tears, and Jacquette is like, okay, excuse me. So we go and we have a really lovely scene. He says,
well, before that lovely scene, what kind of triggers the burst of tears? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
It's Sass's nickname in the Otter business.
Yeah. Yep. The nickname at the Otter business. This was the last straw that, you're right, did trigger. Solidified the misery spiral. She is now known as the Sea Hog at the Otter business, because the last time they were there to settle her debt, she did a walk of shame, which is where people throw trash at you and I don't know if if the pig was always part of it, or if that was just a special night. But they released a pig that had a scarf around its neck, and Saskia had to go and catch the pig and get to the scarf while trash was being thrown at her. So she's now known as the Sea Hog, instead of you were called a sea witch
when you first entered the fight night,
right? Which is very cool. I freaking love that name. But yeah, so it went from sea witch to sea hag to sea hog.
Because Jacquette was like, and look, it's our other brave companion, and the crowd was like, it's the Sea Hog.
Yep, that's right. Yep. So she goes and plunks herself down at a table, just feeling like such a loser. And she's like, Chuckwood, I'm a nobody. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, I'm not, I don't belong here anywhere. And he was like, do you think a nobody would have left the town of Billowgrass to fend for itself? Do you think, like, he just says, listing all these things that Saskia has done in only the way that Stefan can, because he's so good at those, like, just like hearkening back to previous encounters and like spitting. He's a real life bard as well. Just like hearkening back to previous scenes. And so he says all these things, and Saskia was like, okay. He goes back to rabble rousing with the crowd. So now we go to the final fight with Janna, the Gwyn elf. And Fionn was talking with her before the fight started, and he proposed a deal. And the deal was, whoever wins, we share information with each other about people in the VIP room. I don't know that she agreed, but she didn't disagree.
She said, she basically said, why don't I see you fight first?
That's right.
Like, basically saying, like, I want to see
prove
one
yourself.
round with you first. Prove yourself.
Yeah,
and he said, if you agree to the deal after the fight, win or
let me buy you a
lose,
drink.
Buy me a drink. And if I win, or if I lose, I'll buy you a drink. You accept it. Whatever. He basically this if she agrees to get him a drink.
Yep.
And vice versa.
And it was an epic fight down to the last rounds. Like, Fionn had pretty much like eviscerated Odwin. That was a pretty quick fight. Not eviscerated. Fuck,
yeah,
not that word.
Truthfully, that fight went much smoother for him than I thought it was going to. Because I also gave Odwin some buffs.
Okay.
But like I gave her like a +2 or something to like the strength rolls. Mm-hmm. Just to make it a little more than just chance on what I rolled for her difficulty.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing for Janna, but in her dexterity stuff.
Yeah. So this fight was it was like neck and neck the entire time, but ultimately Fionn does win. Yep. Does Janna go and buy him a drink? He escorts her to the bar, right?
She does go to buy him a drink.
Yeah, okay, cool. After the fight, we see a group of 5 on the mezzanine. They had actually come out to watch the fight. This 5. So Lasha was there, and then Kellen, the Dragonborn reporter, who had been around asking about LaRue, was also there. And then there were 3 other people that we didn't
I owe
know.
you the descriptions of.
Yes. I have blank spaces just for them. But yeah, so, and they were, or at least Lasha was locked eyes on Fionn and watching, because she remembers. Jacquette, after the fight's done, and seeing that Saskia's kind of a lost cause tonight, he decides to go to Crass Alley. He puts on his LaRue disguise, and ornaments it, like finishes it off with Hastings' sword, which I thought was a very interesting detail. And this was almost where we left off. There's a little bit at the end, but you did a really cool wrapping up kind of scene with everybody. Like, Fionn sat down at the table and was like being patted on the back by everybody, but then Lasha sits down next to him. And Saskia hears the voice of her patron saying, "Give it time. You don't have to fear anything while I am here." And Jacquette, now assumed the persona of LaRue, goes down to Crass Alley, and he hears the sound of a butcher chopping and stops outside the DeLeon brothers butcher shop and tackle. DeLeon? Did I say that right? Is that right?
DeLeon.
And
like DE space LEON.
I see. Okay, I did not spell that correctly. DeLeon, like of Leon. Got it.
Yep.
Fix that. Okay. And he sees a Leonin figure wearing a butcher's apron cutting up a shark. He's very heavily scarred, and that's where we left off. That's where we ended.
Yeah, with him kind of noticing LaRue approach.
There. Yep. And that's it. That's where we ended.
All right. What do you think you got?
I think I did a damn good job, Sean. I think I deserve an A.
Ask and you shall receive. That was a very good recap.
Yay.
Very thorough. Anything missing was not super consequential and was, at least somewhat referenced.
I tried really hard
minimal.
last time. I tried really hard because my last two have been terrible.
You see, the thing is, your last one wasn't great, but I didn't think the one before that was that bad.
Thank you. You're too kind.
But this was great. That was a very good recap.
Thank you.
Like one of the best you've done. Because you had everything that was necessary in it. And anything missing was small enough that just a quick clarification was all we needed. Maybe the biggest thing you missed was the sea hog.
It was the sea hog thing.
Yeah. And then you forgot one or two names.
Yep.
But everything else was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you got Obert talking about murder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Speculate wildly off of these notes.
Absolutely. So, we're probably gonna. We're off tomorrow night.
Well, first of all, we're off tomorrow
night. So this will not be happening until next Monday, the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
So, I believe Lasha is going to propose a deal to Fionn.
A deal, you say?
A deal, yeah. Seeing how adept he is at fighting, I believe she's going to propose some sort of arrangement between them, being like, you killed our captain. Now, to make up for this, how about you go do this dirty work for us to settle your debt, essentially. So I think that's what's going to happen there. I think I'm really curious to see what's going to happen, like what's going to come about with Stefan's LaRue thing, with his roguish persona here.
Yeah.
I know for a long time he's been wanting to have LaRue be separate from Jacquet and be this completely other figure. So I'm very curious to see how the conversation between him and this Leonin goes. I wonder if maybe LaRue knows this Leonin. Maybe they've worked together before, or...
Jacquet is as fresh to the island. He's
fair.
the most fresh to the island of all of you.
Yeah, that's fair.
LaRue Jacquet has been with you.
Yeah.
The entire time that he's been in Aldhalor.
That's fair.
This is actually realistically the first time he's actually been separated from Sass, actually.
Yeah.
Because Sass is gone with him on most things.
Yeah, that's true.
Sass went with him to talk to Winifred.
Yeah.
Sass was with him when he was when you were all talking to Kellen.
That's true. This is
I don't think there's any real side stuff he's done without Sass.
No. And, Sass was kind of doing it because, she doesn't totally trust him and wants to make sure that he was following through on his word. But, she didn't see him leave because she was too caught up in her own misery. And so, yeah, I am very curious to see LaRue come to life. We kind of referenced him. That's actually, LaRue is how he introduced himself to Fionn and Saskia at the very beginning. Actually, to everybody at the very beginning. And then he was like, forget it, call me Jacquet Touchard.
Yeah. Which came about because he said that name to
Tukana.
what's her name? Tukana, who recognized the last name as
his father.
His father is a famed adventurer.
Yes.
From Glenvalir.
Yep. And then he was like, "Yeah, LaRue is an alias. Call me Jacquet. That's my real name."
And to both Jacquet and Stefan's own admission, he's been very sloppy with that alias. And this is sort of this transition into him sort of taking it more seriously. Like I think it really started when he convinced Reardon to work for you all. Was when he really like LaRue he was like this is the first step in making LaRue into something. Was getting this person to work for me.
Did he introduced himself as LaRue to Reardon, right?
That I don't know. I don't remember because I think Reardon did ask him what to call him. But I don't remember exactly what the answer was there. He also tried to get.
Call me LaRue.
Yeah,
I feel like
he also offered work to Kieran, the pickpocket.
Yeah. He's just offering work to that seems to be his shtick, and that when it goes back to what we had been talking about at the beginning of the session of accruing allies against Mr. Greaves if and when the time ever comes that we need that.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the types of people you could send to Winifred. You know, if she doesn't want to see you around, it's like, okay, I'll have a contact go and ask her. You know, there's a lot of value. Like, I mean, Reardon's somewhere in the city right now.
Right.
We don't know where, but he's somewhere in the city.
He's just waiting for.
He left ahead of you all.
Right.
So this Leonin is a new person to Jacquet. I mean, he went down that alley because of thieves' cant he saw written near it. It said illicit goods sold down this way, basically. And earlier in the session, you did see them wheeling in a bunch of sharks on a cart from the bay and from the ships. So, and then this guy was doing some evening butchery of said sharks.
Yes. So I take that back. They haven't worked together before.
Yes. So yes. Long story short, they haven't worked together. What do you think? What do you think of this guy? You know, he's got a scarred up lion's mane. He's smoking a cigar while chopping up this shark. He's supposed to be cool looking.
I get the vibe. It's a cool vibe. Yeah. It's a cool vibe. I mean, I get the vibe that he's seen some shit. And maybe he's gonna look at LaRue and be like, "Who the fuck are you? Like, what are you doing down here?" And you know, silver-tongued as LaRue / Jacquet is, he's gonna talk his way into, you know, finding lost my train of thought. With the sword, he's got the sword, so with the sword of Hastings, so maybe he's gonna use that as like a bargaining chip to seeking out some information. And
he did he has made a point of spreading the rumor that LaRue killed Hastings.
Right, so I'm curious to see if that rumor has,
or maybe he's just gonna buy some poison.
Maybe. I mean, he might do that too.
Yeah. There is another 3. There's another part of the tagline of the full butcher shop. It's not significant. I like when shops have really long names.
By the time I'd got to the end of where I wrote down, I'd forgotten what it is. What it was. What is it?
It's De Leon Brothers, Butcher's Block and Tackle. Fine meats, exotic fish, and supply.
Just add that to my notes here.
Yeah, and it's in the deeper parts of Crass Alley.
Fine meats. What is it?
Crass Alley. Fine meats, exotic fish, and supply.
Exotic fish.
Yeah, that's why I liked the Butcher's Block and Tackle.
Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, Butcher's. Not shop, it's Butcher's Block.
It's Butcher's Block,
Got it.
Butcher's Block, but also like a block and tackle in fishing.
Oh, no, I didn't know that last part. I know
so they do both, land and sea butchery. and they sell fishing supplies and illicit goods.
It's very clever, Sean. It's very, very clever.
Thank you.
It's very...
Thank you. That's all I was looking for.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
What do you think's going on upstairs?
In the VIP room?
Mm-hmm. Because I know Sass with paranoia, was, thought that they were trying to, that the pirate crew was there to literally ambush you, and that they were asking the people there about you. But Shannon, what do you think's going on up there? Given the other, the meta information that Sass doesn't necessarily know, that it's like people are saying, oh, important people are meeting to talk about reforms.
Maybe it's sort of like a privateering situation where the Commodore is trying to bring the pirates under her command, or giving them like those, like in Pirates, when Barbossa...
Writs of mark.
Thank you. Writs of mark. Yes, I couldn't think of the word.
Because there's no pirates. The only vessels with writs of mark are from the Midlands capital. And Saipajin gives out writs of mark, which
does
allow
the Commodore work for Saipajin?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the Commodores technically work for Saipajin, although he very, very limited governance, which is why people are like they're having a tizzy about these reforms that are coming through.
Right, because Hyven's pretty a lawless kind of town.
Completely lawless.
Yeah,
there's no laws in Hyven other than like the law of your neighborhood, basically.
Yeah.
It's where people watch out for themselves, which is why parts of Hyven are incredibly dangerous, and parts of Hyven have private security, why there's a lot of cell swords, why there's also neighborhood watches where people are trying to... It's like there's no laws, but there's laws.
So I wonder, because of that, and because... and Kellen was there, the who's investigating the murders, so I'm wondering if, the Saipajin or the Commodore or both of them have got wind of these murders that are happening, and that they maybe they know more than know more about them than the information that we're privy to right now, and they're maybe trying.
Why would they meet in the Otter business and not the Commodore's manor then?
Why would they meet in the Otter business instead of their... Because they didn't want to be found? Or they didn't want to know that... They didn't want to know...
It has nothing to do with the Commodore's office at all. It may be about the Commodore's reforms, but the Commodore doesn't have to be involved in what they're talking about up there.
So maybe it's like a coup kind of situation? Maybe they're, or like not a coup, rebellion. Maybe they're...
Same thing, same difference.
Rebellion was the word I wanted.
Goes with the coup.
Yeah. But maybe they've got wind of these reforms, and they're like, nah, we like our lawless town, and we don't want some big official coming in and telling us what to do. So maybe they're planning some sort of rebellion.
Before you left Hyven or Billowgrass, Kellen showed you all the next issue, the next headline of the Hyven Times, and it was all about reforms coming from the governor. It was all about Governor Pajin urging Commodore Umadori to reform, particularly in Hyven. So that paper would have come out while you guys were away.
Current headline: Governor calls for stricter legal codes in Hyven/Eja. And it's written by Cass Elefina, editor-in-chief.
Yes. So, that's 2 weeks old news now in Hyven. It would explain why the Otter business is doing stuff, why they're building, why they're reforming things, why they're changing things, and even the bookie said, things are changing. We need to be versatile, essentially, because there might be laws coming downstream. Meeting could simply just be like, what do we do if they decide to make gambling illegal? What if they do if they start to restrict zoning of where we can build? No one's told us we can't build this very dangerous bar here. maybe they'll tell us we have to tear the back of the bar down and put up.
Put
it
up,
might
like,
just simply be safety codes and
That's true.
violations that
That's
they would be
true.
fined up the ass for.
Yeah.
And that usually, if they're, but that can push them deeper into the underground, which, Mr. Greaves, as you said, is deeply connected and deeply feared. This is people encroaching on his territory, essentially. Like, even as Winifred said, this city is really Mr. Greaves' city in the lower city. Commodore really only controls the upper city.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And Kellen might just simply be there because his beat is the crime. Basically,
he's
his
a
beat is the
journalist.
criminal, is the widow's ward.
Yeah.
He writes about crime.
Yeah. And tries to.
And he has connections in the otter business. He said that already. He said he had heard about LaRue, heard that he was just some con man. I guess I have to look more into that after Jacquet said he killed Hastings. So that's the interesting thing, is that Helen is investigating Jacquet then, technically.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think, like, how, like, yeah, that's probably why he was there then. But is it coincidence that he was there when the pirates were there? Or does he have a connection with them? Did they arrange
Pirates
to meet
could simply
there?
be part of the meeting. Maybe the pirates have a connection to Mr. Greaves. Maybe Hastings had a connection to Mr. Greaves or something. Or maybe Hastings had business with him that was outstanding. And who knows who these other people were there. You only saw 5 people. It doesn't mean there are only 5 people up there.
True. We only saw 5 people on the balcony. There could be more people up there. But we'll never know because Saskia didn't get in.
Yeah, and
she
you
failed her
hear.
rolls.
You had a bad perception check, too, to listen on the other side.
Very bad. I crit failed because it was a balance.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this could be a ton of things. The thing that you all need to start being careful of is keeping track of who's seen you, with whom, and with which Jacquet or LaRue.
Yeah, we need to not be so careless, especially on the widow's ward.
Because Kellen is there, and if Kellen asks them about the murder of Hastings, if that comes up, they'll be like, yeah, apparently it was some LaRue guy. All we know is that he was working with one of our former crew members, Saskia Seablood. And he goes, I met a tabaxi the other day with a girl named Saskia.
And I'm sure Kellen is very good at his job.
And there was also a big guy with them. So these are things that
I think
are
it's
probably
all good.
going to...
They're going to come bite us in the ass for sure. For sure.
But Kellen, at the same time, you guys are doing technically on the job for Kellen.
Because we were
right
going to
now.
investigate the temple murders.
So if it's the thing is like Kellen's smart too. He doesn't necessarily want to blow your spot up immediately.
Right.
But Kellen deals in information. If this came up, Kellen now has dirt on you all.
Right.
That he can report on if you needed to.
Which then would make Hyben not safe for us. For half the party.
Yeah, so there's incentive for you to potentially make yourselves useful to Kellen if he has this information.
I think there's a good chance that he has this information.
Which, you'll have to really see what comes of the conversation between Lasha and Fearn.
Yeah.
And the conversation between the De Leon brother and LaRue, because if that De Leon brother, who probably if he's dealing in illegal shipments, then he probably knows every pirate who comes in and out of this port.
And probably has information on the Bone Rattler.
Probably more even than, Winifred controls the he probably knows Winifred. Winifred and him probably work together if she's allowing these shipments through, these carts full of large fish. Large enough fish to be stuffed. Because sharks will eat anything.
Large enough fish to be stuffed? With what?
illicit goods.
Sean, wisdom is my dump stat, okay? I'm really... I need this kind of stuff spelled out for me. All right, I think we're good.
You think you're good?
I think we're good.
After that?
Yep. I think we can call it there. Why don't you wrap this up, Sean?
I'm just gonna yawn into the microphone. Thank you for hanging out with us. Like we said, we will not be streaming tomorrow night for Adrift and Aldhalor because we need our nerds back, and only one of them is back. We need both back to progress because they are doing stuff following all of this.
Right.
So we'll have our nerds back next week and our full crew, so we can jump back in, get them reunited, get them starting to make some moves on some of these things.
Yes. And see where some of these threads lead. I'm very curious.
Yep. So yeah, like always, there's a 50-50 chance of me streaming on Wednesday. I have a better feeling about this one as long as I get my work done today and tomorrow that I need to get done.
I believe in you.
And I've been getting back into Valheim because of what Clay said last week of making the otter business in Valheim. So I might stream Valheim on Wednesday.
Awesome.
In addition to doing some probably mini painting. I feel like I need to paint Fear in
You've been saying that for like 2 months now.
The thing is, we haven't had a lot of battle maps in the last 2 months.
That's true.
Other than the big one.
That's true.
So I've had the excuse not to.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually need to fix Fearn's mini.
Josh would also love to play some Baldur's Gate with you.
Oh, I would like that. Yeah, that would be fun. Because I can tell that I would play that game more with someone else.
Yeah.
The game is awesome.
Yes.
The graphics are insane. But it clearly looks like D&D. Looks like it's a lot of fun with your friends.
That's very true.
All right. We're going to send a raid on over to Zealzaddy, who's talking about cartography tonight for Story Talks.
Awesome.
Ooh, that should be cool. Wonder who he's got on. So go and send them our love. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you
wherever you are, or your morning, or your lunch, or your timeless void.
Thanks for hanging with us, friends. We appreciate you very much, and we'll see you. We'll see you soon. Not tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Definitely next Sunday.
Yep, and definitely next Monday.
And definitely next Monday.
And wherever. Bye.
Bye.